Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Common English Mistakes. Don't just learn, improve. Today, I've just got a short video playing 3 clips from my latest lesson block on my new Patreon page. Every 2 weeks, I take one topic and then create 3 lessons related to that topic, with one grammar or language focus, one vocabulary lesson, and one skills-based lesson, usually a listening. So now I'm going to play you a clip where I explain which preposition to use for general places and then when to use at, on, in for specific locations. Probably where I see most mistakes from my students is talking about general places like the beach, school, cinema, etc. Sometimes there is some overlap where you can say 2 things, but generally, for general places, you want to say at. So if someone calls you on the phone, says, "Where are you?" you say, "I'm at the beach," the general place. And then when you give a specific location, this is when you use in, on, or less frequently at, as we'll see. So that same friend calls you again and says, "I've arrived at the beach. Where exactly are you?" You could say, "I'm on the sands," because again, you're talking about the surface. Or you could say, "I'm in the restaurant," because I'm surrounded by the restaurant. A good example I give my students to test their understanding is with pool. You can say, "It was very hot, so we spent the day at the pool," general place. Or, "We spent the day in the pool," in the water, surrounded by the water. Also, by the pool, next to the pool. Or maybe, "I spent the day on a sunbed at the pool." On, because you're talking about the surface of the sunbed. So like I said, at is less frequently used to give a specific location, but you use this one when you want to say you're facing something. So for example, cats like to sit at the window, facing the window. If you hear the doorbell, you'll say someone is at the door, facing the front door. I normally drink my coffee at the counter, this place in a bar or cafe, and you pay at the checkout in a supermarket because you're facing the checkout. In the next one, we cover some useful vocabulary, some specific things, locations in a hotel. And while we do this, we think about which preposition to use from the previous lesson. So let's start with hotels. When you go into a hotel, the first place you go is reception, the place where check-ins, questions, and issues are dealt with. Generally, I would say at reception because you're facing it, like a checkout in a supermarket, but you could also say in. The reception is usually in a lobby, a large area near the entrance of a big building, like a hotel, but also an office. Here, you're inside, within the lobby, so say in the lobby. If you're lucky, your hotel room will have a balcony, an area or platform outside the building where you can sit and enjoy a sunset. However, this needs to be above ground. If it's on the ground floor, it's going to be called a veranda. Verandas are usually a bit bigger too. If it's a big area on the ground floor where people sit, you're going to call it a terrace. And this is generally the word you use when you talk about bars, cafes, restaurants, etc. And finally, we use the prepositions and vocabulary from the first 2 lessons in a listening. I'm just going to play you one of these. You have to say what the man is most annoyed about. The view from the balcony, the lack of no hot water, or rude, impolite staff.
We booked a room online for what seemed like a really good price at the time. They said we would have a balcony with a sea view, but unfortunately ours was facing the road on the other side. To be honest, this wasn't a big deal, as the beach was quite far away anyway. However, what was absolutely unacceptable was going to take a shower, only to get freezing cold water coming out. I told the guy at reception, who just shrugged his shoulders and said he'd look at it later.
So Harry booked a hotel room for a really good, cheap price, was promised a sea view from his balcony, but didn't get one. However, he said this wasn't a big deal, not a problem. He says then going to take a shower and only getting freezing water was unacceptable. So he's most annoyed about the lack of no hot water. Here, there's a cleft sentence. What was unacceptable was. I always tell my students these are really useful for when you want to emphasize, make your language stronger. So that's what I've been doing on my new Patreon page. If you sign up for $3 a month, generally less than the price of a sandwich in many places in the world, you get access to that lesson block, but also 4 others I've done already, covering everything from present perfect simple, present perfect continuous, to first and third conditional, cold and holiday vocabulary. Each lesson also has a supplementary worksheet for you to practice and consolidate the language. If you did find this video useful, please do consider trying it even just for 1 month. Other than that, I still hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you for another one in the near future. Until next time, see ya!